Now, you know, Poncho, now, you know, when it comes to relationships and sexual activities, when it comes to in the bedroom activities, when it comes to holding hands, kissing, and doing all of that bunch of genre, you know, it's great in everything. Now, it's great, like, for a white person to be with a white person, you know, it's great for a black to be with a black person, international with the international. But when it comes to black and a white person, it seems like there's always some mixes. There's always trouble in the mixed race. It seems like there's always trouble in the interracial world. Because a white person can date like a international person, or a black person can date an international person. But when it comes to a black and white person, it seems like there's trouble in paradise in most cultures. Why is that, Poncho? Well, I'll tell you, there's actually 4 reasons why that blacks and whites have a hard time. Number 1 is on account of family. Number 2 is on account of friends. Number 3 is on account of the cops, the police. And number 4 is on account of the church world. And I'm not saying it just to say it or whatever, or just to be seen. I mean, we've talked about it here for a pretty while, DJ Blazin. We have, man, we have. But, you know, I mean, blacks and whites, hey, I'm going to be honest with y'all here, who's ever listening. You know, I love the interracial world. I love seeing people mix up. I know. I love it, though. I love it when a black person dates a white person, or is with a white person, or whites with a black person. And I love the mixes, like with different countries coming together and being together, or somebody from a different country, whatever. I love it, man. But there's just some people out there that still doesn't agree with the black and white. You know, because I know for a fact that, like, a lot of white women, a lot of white girls that try to get with black men, they get criticized from it. Not from their, if it's not from their friends, it's from their family, and if it's not from their friends and family, it's mostly from the church. And the church is one of the biggest problems with mixed relationships in smaller areas. Now, I don't know about the big areas like in the cities, because in the cities you mostly see mix up of black and white in the churches in the city. But in the county, I've never seen such quite, which I know some of the smaller community churches might get mad at me, which I really don't care, honestly, because it's the truth. I might not get $1,000 from them either. But, you know, a lot of the smaller community churches in small towns don't really agree with the black and white scenario. I mean, they love to see black people come in and worship, and just like blacks, they love to see white people come in and worship. Oh, well, don't you dare marry to their race. And it's sad. It's sad because, you know, for me personally, DJ Blazin, if I had the choice in the end, I would marry a white person, a white woman. That's just me, DJ Blazin. I know a lot of people may criticize me on that, which, if you try to criticize me, I know how to break you in more ways than one. Not physically, whatever, but, you know, through mind games and all that. So don't even try to break me down. Don't even try to diss or talk about me because I like white women. Which, if you see me a lot, that's who mostly I'm with, is white women. That's who mostly I hang out is with white women. It's just I've always been connected to them, and because you know how white, especially a lot of white women are. Hey, they love, you know, BBC, you know, little PG. the BBC. You know, I can't go into details what that means because there's a lot of kids listening, and this is a PG show. So I mean, hey, read between the lines. If you don't know what the letters BBC mean, then you you might not never know, honestly. But yeah, a lot of, like I said, a lot of white women, they do love black men, but most of the time it's either family or friends, and if it's not family or friends, it's church is the reason why white women won't date or be around black men. Which I know a lot of white women that I work with now, and I worked with the past couple of years, that would love to be with black men or love to sleep with a black man, if you put it into terms. And I know 3 or 4 of them that I could name the top of my head right now, but I'm not going to tell you because personal. But you know, I mean, I've seen my share of affairs of the black and white couples over the years personally, and I've seen how they can get mistreated at times just because of they're dating each other's race, and it ain't fair. It's not fair. And the reason why you don't see black men hardly get around white women is because mostly it's on it ain't mostly on account of friends and family. It has more for black men to do with the cops and the church world. Because if you think about it, like friends and family, they're going to give you their opinions, but black men are going to do whatever black men are going to do because it's in our nature, and we just do what we do because we do it. But it's something about the cops that, for us black men, because we've always had issues with police. Now, I don't have issue with police or cops. I love all the cops and agents and detectives and any other part of law enforcement you want to bring up. I love law enforcement altogether. I think they're great, law enforcement is. Of course, we have some bad law enforcement, which don't need to be in law enforcement, but overall, the majority of them, I like law enforcement. That's just the way I am. In the church world, I love being in the house of God, but Lord have mercy, we have got to get over it. We've got to get over we got to get over this segregation crowd. We got to get over not mixing and just mix and just combine together, because when we all get to heaven, we're all going to be there anyway. It ain't going to be no black and white, no Methodist, no Baptist, no woman, no man. It's going to be everybody. So if you're not agreeing with stuff down here, how are you going to make it into heaven? If you don't agree with a black person go with a white person, then how are you going to say, what's your excuse going to be when God asks you, well, why didn't you like the blacks and whites getting together? That's the same with whites and blacks getting together. And there's one church in particular that I went to for 7 years, and I never thought that we would have a racist church, and we would have a prejudiced church until we came from that church. It was a big shock to me, because I don't think they've had no blacks over there at the church since. And I love seeing people integrate. I love seeing couples and people combine together. That's me. And I hope one day that just in my preferences, if I were to be right, I hope one day I probably wouldn't marry a white woman. I mean, I love black women too. I love international women. I love Latinos, UK women. I love the African women, the Japanese women, Chinese women. I love the Mexican women. I love the Russians, the Australian women. Every woman. Hey, it doesn't matter. All of them are deserving with love. But it is wrong at times how we go about things. And Like I said, one day, blacks and whites are gonna mix anyway. So if you ain't got over it here now, then you ain't pretty much ain't gonna get over it in the future.